Monday Zoom chat, we were going to talk a little bit tonight about co-impact sourcing and our Healing Hands Foundation. doTerra has a program that just amazes me. If you want to change the world, you must empower people. And in the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. And that's what we're doing here tonight. A little bit of education. So I was going to talk first about petitgrain. It's one of doTerra's newest oils. They get it from Paraguay. It comes from the leaf and twig of the bitter orange tree. And doTerra is very specific about what we source, when we source it, how we source it, and which part of the plant we source. There are other types of petitgrain. Sweet orange, mandarin, lemon, and even grapefruit petitgrain. So why did we choose bitter orange? It comes down to the therapeutic benefit we see. There are distinguishable differences between them. For example, mandarin is a great flavoring agent, but has hardly any therapeutic benefit. Petitgrain is very similar to lavender. You might even call it the manly lavender, because petitgrain's smell is deeper and more herbaceous. Comparing the chemistry of lavender and petitgrain, we see that petitgrain has nearly 4 times less chemistry than lavender. Petitgrain gives us the opportunity to have a more intense outcome because of the non-competitive nature of additional chemistry, from Dr. David Hill, one of my favorites to listen to. We live in a day when international discovery is more available and valuable for our well-being than ever before, specifically finding ideal sources for different types of oils. doTerra has an established sourcing standard that positively impacts the entire oil industry, health-wise and economically. No longer are farmers being underpaid. Farmers have the assurance of reliable payment as well as a premium for the oil that is sourced. doTerra's co-impact sourcing initiative has not only changed the oil industry, but also individual lives in communities. We recently teamed up with several petitgrain farmers in Paraguay to ensure we receive the highest quality, purest oil sourced from the bitter orange tree. Petitgrain belongs to the Rutaceae family and is believed to have originated in Southeast Asia. During the establishment of the New World in the 18th and 19th centuries, the Spanish Jesuits brought the bitter orange plant with them. Orange trees quickly spread throughout the forests and jungles of Paraguay. Various hybrids were cultivated. And here we have a picture of our one of our distillers. Petitgrain, of course, is derived from the bitter orange tree. Historically, petitgrain essential oil has been used for cleaning purposes, and it has been used internally to support healthy immune system and nervous system function. Emerging scientific evidence provides support for these traditional and other uses. Petitgrain is distilled from the leaves and twigs of the tree. Neroli is distilled from the blossoms, and bitter orange oil is produced by cold pressing the rinds of the fruit. Interestingly enough, you can get all 3 of those from the same tree. It's also used in the fragrance market. Finding farmers that grew healthy crops of the bitter orange tree proved difficult at first. Once doTerra secured enough farmers for the needed amount, we began educating. At doTerra, we are uncompromising when it comes to purity and potency. Due to this strict standard, we have ongoing trainings for these farmers to ensure purity and potency for generations to come. When we went to Paraguay, we wanted to identify farmers with whom we wanted to partner source petitgrain oil. Run-down distillation facilities and collapsed wells were found. Since doTerra has started working in Paraguay with these farming families, new interest has sparked in petitgrain production, and doTerra has been able to be the catalyst for revitalizing several petitgrain production areas that are particularly in need of economic opportunity. Through supplying technical assistance and training on methods for improving distillation and oil quality, as well as providing guaranteed long-term contracts to these partner families, doTerra co-impact sourcing is truly able to provide sustainable opportunities in these impoverished areas. And that is something I just find amazing about doTerra. Pettit grain on an emotional level illuminates patterns and tendencies of repeating family mistakes. The individual in need of pettit grain is unable or unwilling to depart from their family's way of thinking. The individual feels a great sense of duty or loyalty towards their family patterns and traditions. It also invites individuals to make their own decisions, even if it means departing from conventional methods. Next, we go to Douglas fir, which we actually get from New Zealand. Interestingly enough, Douglas fir, in the case of Douglas fir, one of the most unique benefits is the positive impact the sourcing of this oil has on New Zealand's environment. With this Douglas fir essential oil, says Tim Valentiner, Director of Strategic Sourcing, we have been able to create with our partners a truly unique essential oil that provides tremendously positive environmental impacts for New Zealand's biodiverse landscape, highlighting the environmental responsibility objectives of co-impact sourcing. Douglas fir is an evergreen conifer species native to Western North America that has been used primarily in the lumber industry. However, in New Zealand, Douglas fir has been categorized by the government as an invasive species. It was planted originally for the lumber industry, and from there it bred very rapidly and uncontrollably into areas where it wasn't intended to grow. The tree grows, are you ready for this, 25 times faster in New Zealand than in North America. And the dense root systems push out all or many of the native species of plants, making it nearly impossible for anything else to grow. That also, if you guys have ever paid any attention to my permaculture, those deep roots are where you really get the buildup of nutrients in the plants. So New Zealand ended up with a problem trying to control it, and doTerra is able to alleviate the environmental impacts of this wilding problem. This company works through government and other programs for the harvesting of these invasive Douglas fir trees for raw materials, and then distills them into an invigorating and truly unique essential oil. Choosing to source Douglas fir oil from New Zealand provides doTerra with an opportunity to participate in a project that is socially innovative and environmentally responsible, literally turning a problem or pest into a beautiful, sustainable product. Due to the quick maturation of Douglas fir trees in New Zealand, there is an overabundance, which makes this source very sustainable. Again, Douglas fir promotes feelings of clear airways and easy breathing. It's cleansing and purifying to the skin. It promotes a positive mood and sense of focus. Douglas fir is one of my favorites. It's the oil of generational wisdom. Both Douglas fir and white fir share similar qualities. They both address generational issues by inviting you to break free from destructive generational patterns. It also teaches individuals to learn from and value others' experiences, especially one's ancestors. Now, Bulgaria is where we source lavender and Melissa. At one time in Bulgaria, you would have driven through the Dobric area and found an area bustling with industry. In fact, before the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, Bulgaria was a key industrial area for the Soviets and also home to some of the world's most preeminent essential oil research, development, and production. But today, as you pass empty factory after empty factory in many areas of Bulgaria, you quickly realize that Bulgaria's past is not reflected in the present. This is not for lack of expertise in the country or lack of ideal farming conditions for many aromatic plants. The sandy soil and climate all contribute to a land that is rich in potential. Seasoned experts are also skilled in the art of farming and distilling some of the world's highest quality essential oils. To this day, the country remains an agricultural haven for a variety of aromatic plants, among them lavender, melissa, chamomile, and yarrow. However, without the support of the state to back essential oil farming, many Bulgarian farmers have abandoned the essential oils to grow crops like wheat and corn, which are the focus of government funding. Knowing the history of oils in Bulgaria, doTerra chose the Black Sea town of Varna with a production center in nearby Dobrik as the location for the new world-class headquarters. This new doTerra-owned farming and distillation company called CHOOSE-HEALTH is helping begin a new chapter for the country. CHOOSE-HEALTH is primarily focusing this first season on lavender and melissa oil, but farmers are capable and anxious to do even more. The distillery is planning to operate at least 200 days per year in order to facilitate a more efficient and optimal use of Bulgaria's abundant, high-quality aromatic plants. CHOOSE-HEALTH is a model farming and distilling operation we are very proud of, not only for its top-notch operations, but also for the way in which our co-impact sourcing model is able to bring meaningful impact and opportunity to a part of the world that desperately needs it. This is how we will continue to ensure our supply chain and also ensure we continue to have access to the highest quality essential oils. Part of the secret to CHOOSE-HEALTH's success is the management team behind it. Determined that the distillery needs to be managed and operated by local Bulgarians, the team was carefully selected. Expert managers, distillers, farmers, and engineers make up the team. Along with impeccable industry-related skills, the CHOOSE-HEALTH team is characterized by a shared commitment and common vision to positively impact their communities and the well-being of small-scale farmers CHOOSE-HEALTH is partnering with in Bulgaria. Currently, the distillery employs 17 full-time staff. In addition, CHOOSE-HEALTH employs upwards of 50 seasonal employees, not counting the hundreds of farmers and others that CHOOSE-HEALTH will indirectly employ. And we chose Melissa officinalis. There you go with that really deep root system again. May support a healthy immune system, calms tension and nerves, and promotes feelings of relaxation. Massage into forehead, shoulders, or chest to lessen stress and promote emotional well-being. Now, melissa is called the oil of light. Its enthusiasm is contagious. Through the intense light and vibration this oil has to offer, an individual may feel they cannot help but let go of feelings of darkness, despair, and other low vibrations that are holding them down. This oil can give an individual a joy of living, integrity, and optimism. Melissa is really one of my favorites. Okay, arborvitae. The Pacific Northwest is home to the largest temperate rainforest on the planet, where more than 40 indigenous tree species grow, including the giant arborvitae and the Nootka coniferous trees. Both trees are an important part of the Aboriginal First Nation history in British Columbia, Canada. In 2015, doTerra introduced arborvitae as a single oil, and the recently reformulated doTerra TerraShield outdoor blend introduced earlier this year, both arborvitae and Nootka essential oils are featured as key oil ingredients. The name arborvitae comes from the Francophone version of the First Nation name, meaning tree of life, for all of you people who like to study chakras. For 10,000 years, this tree has been instrumental in their everyday lives. They used the tree to build canoes, longhouses, and totem poles. The Nootka tree is named after the Nootka tribe who resided in an area called the Nootka Sound. It is considered a twin to the arborvitae and has been used in many sculptures that are a significant part of the First Nation culture in that region. Both trees also play an important part in the Pacific Northwest forestry industry, which is one of the largest and yet most environmentally sustainable in the world. This industry also produces tons of sawdust every year that is normally burned for energy. But There are also other uses for it too. doTerra partners with a Canadian distiller that has perfected the productive use of the sawdust from these two unique trees to produce pure quality oils with powerful properties. They are the only distillery in the world producing arborvitae and Nootka essential oils. Arborvitae and Nootka essential oils came about because of an effort to make sustainable use of all the elements of the trees, including capturing the important chemical components found in the sawdust residue. Because of the sustainable forestry program in place for harvesting these trees, not one additional tree is being cut down to produce the essential oils. Once the oil is extracted from the sawdust through a proprietary steam distillation process, the sawdust is then returned and used by paper mills for pulp production. All the resources, including these amazing and unique essential oils, are sustainable and responsibly harvested from these majestic trees, which of course is a key priority for our distillation partner and for doTerra. Now, arborvitae protects against environmental and seasonal threats. It naturally repels insects. You can mix it in with mulch while gardening, and it is a powerful cleansing and purifying agent. Arborvitae, and this was really interesting to me, guys. Arborvitae essential oil has molecules called tropanones, which have a unique chemical structure. Most molecules in nature are six-sided. Tropanones are seven-sided. This makes it so other sometimes harmful molecules don't know how to attack them. Because of this, they are natural preservatives. This oil is also an effective bug repellent. Arborvitae trees can live for up to 1,000 years, partially because they are naturally resistant to insects. Is that cool or what? So arborvitae is known as the oil of divine grace. You read earlier that Aboriginals considered it the tree of life. Arborvitae assists those who think all progress must be made through solitary effort. Instead of trusting in the divine, these individuals subconsciously block divine aid, choosing instead to live by their own efforts. And arborvitae actually will help you learn to share your burden with your source. It's really an amazing oil. Okay, and probably one of my favorite of the doTerra co-impact sourcing is Haiti. They have really done an amazing job helping these people out. If I have always said, I really don't care to let my feet leave U.S. soil or go, or at least cross the sea. This might be one of those that convinces me otherwise. In February of 2014, the commitment to provide essential oils of the highest quality, purity, and potency led doTerra executives to Haiti. They arrived in Port-au-Prince and then drove 5 hours to the town of Les Cayes. There they met with production partners, toured the distillery, and met the vetiver growers. They found a lot of potential for success, as well as a lot of work that could be done. Co-impact sourcing together with healing hands provided the perfect solution. Lives were about to change. The poorest people in Haiti, a country already considered the poorest in the Western Hemisphere, live in the foothills. The soil is so depleted in these areas that no food crops can be grown. Living in an economy with very limited opportunities that is still recovering from natural disasters, many Haitian farmers struggle to eke out a living from half-acre plots of vetiver roots that only provide them a meager income during limited months of the year, if they get paid at all. There are givers and there are takers, and we wanted doTerra to be a giver. David Sterling. Here is a really interesting, if you'll pay attention, look at just the mass quantity of those roots. I particularly put it on there. The reason that they can do so much good with vetiver there is because their root system goes so much deeper than the topsoil. And that's what makes the vetiver roots so potent from Haiti. The Haitian vetiver sector doesn't lack for potential. The problem lies in the lack of organization and knowledge sharing among the growers. Without coordinated efforts and education, there is typically no one to advise when vetiver should be harvested, but neither is there typically anyone to ensure payments in favorable installments when purchasing roots from the growers. doTerra is striving to solve that problem by forming growers' cooperatives. Cooperatives facilitate a leadership level of organization that families can choose to take part in. By being part of the cooperative, farmers are able to receive training on how to grow higher quality vetiver. doTerra also established, in conjunction with its exclusive distiller partner, a favorable payment schedule for growers where they are paid at planting, pre-harvest, and at harvest. Growers that produce vetiver roots yielding superior quality essential oils are further rewarded through a premium payment facilitated by a traceability system that tracks each grower's roots from each distillation. So they're bringing a lot of technology to Haiti to get this vetiver root distilled. 18 of the 26 countries doTerra sources essential oils from would be considered developing countries. Many of these countries face economic and environmental challenges that prevent their citizens from having a better quality of life. doTerra developed the co-impact sourcing approach as an answer to many of these challenges. Co-impact sourcing has long been a vision that doTerra has aspired to fulfill. Through this program, doTerra can not only ensure a long-term supply of CPTG oils from dedicated partners, but also improve the livelihoods of the small-scale family farmers that grow the best quality. Now, vetiver, after a day of standing, you can apply it to your feet as part of a soothing massage. It has a calming, grounding effect on emotions. Use it before traveling for business or relaxation. Take 1 to 2 drops of vetiver with lemon in a capsule for immune-supporting properties. Vetiver, quite interestingly, is the oil of centering and descent. Vetiver assists in helping one become more rooted in life. Life can scatter one's energy and cause one to feel split between different priorities, people, and activities. Vetiver brings the individual back down to earth. It helps one find relief by not quitting, staying centered, and staying focused. Okay, I hope you enjoyed tonight's video, and next week we are actually going to be doing essential oils in the garden. I have a lot of fun with my essential oils in the garden, so stay tuned for that one. We're going to have a lot of fun. Next Wednesday, we are actually at 8 p.m. Central, April 5th. We're going to start a new series called Life's Passions. And next week we're going to be concentrating on pets, and essential oils. And we may actually carry that through for a few weeks to touch on all the different bases that we want to touch on. So I look forward to seeing y'all next Wednesday. The love of a single heart can change the world, and we are changing the world one drop, one person, one community at a time. Again, if you'd like to reach Felissa and I, you can reach us at Felissa@doTerra at Outlook. I'm Felissa-doTerra@outlook.com and Robin@theoldmasonhomestead.com. Or you can find us on Facebook, Felissa@CHOOSE-HEALTH.us or Robin@Inspiring Solutions Together. Y'all have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.